Hi girls and guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are on a Porsche with a locked boot. Porsche Cayenne? I think it's Cayenne. On this one we are going to be doing the rear coil springs because they are both snapped. How do I unlock the boot? Now, no aftermarket manufacturer does them, so we've had to order two from Porsche Direct. So we've got two springs. Now we need to fit two springs. First things first, already had a quick recce underneath and obviously diagnosed them. So what we need, oh, okay, this boot's doing its own thing. Well, turns out it's got a boot fault. The boot won't open all the way, so that's something else we're going to look into. And now we need to empty the boot. So to replace the wrist shocks, there's bolts inside the boot that you need to undo. I think it's 4 bolts that you need to undo. So let's get to them. In the meantime, I'm gonna go and wash my hands and transfer all this stuff into the passenger seats. Once you've removed all of the stuff and put it on the back seats and all up here, you're looking for these two, and I believe there's some more somewhere. Yeah, they're under the caps. So I've got one there and there's another one in there, which means more stuff's coming out. Yay. Okay, so good news. That one easily comes out. This one here, if you look there, you've got just enough room to get a little stubby 16 and an extension, and you can just wind it out. So that's nice and easy, and it's the same on that side as well. So I've already started undoing them, but they are tight. So I'm gonna go up, spray some loose juice on them, and then get ready to work them out. And they are 16mm sockets for the top, and 4 there, or 2, 1, and 1 awkward. So we'll get them done, and then we'll go up. Right, all 4 bolts are out on both sides. You can see this one here, I've left it at the top. I'm concerned because I might need to remove that, but if I can wiggle it around, I will. Now, there are 2 different length bolts. I've done it here. So the short ones go at the back, the long ones go at the front. So long one's there, short one's there. Can't really get that wrong. Done the same on this side. Now we're gonna go up. We haven't even taken the wheels off yet. So go up, wheels off if we need to. And I think there's some sensors and stuff to disconnect, and then 1 bolt at the bottom. And then we've got to put them in the spring compressor. So let's go up. Okay, removed wheel 1, about to go remove wheel 2, but I just got to show you this because holy snappery McSnapperson. How? That's very bad. Very bad. Right now, there's some connectors up there that we need to take off. The shock is fully unbolted, but we're still bolted at the bottom here, so we're not going to do that yet. Then take the other wheel off, disconnect the sensors or plugs, and then we're gonna yeet that little bad boy out. Oh, and we're gonna make it double bubble. That is 2 snaps. That's both springs. This is why we say you change springs in a pair, because if one snapped, the other one's not too far behind, and in this case, this one felt left out. Okay, so I missed a step because, I'm not gonna lie, I was on the phone. So unplugged the sensor, which is there. Plugs up there, unplugged it out, and then just put a little lever bar. You can see where I've levered against it and it's come out. Still got this side to do. So first things first, find the plug and disconnect the plug. There is the plug. And can I disconnect it with one hand? No. And plug is disconnected. Now, get Mr. Levery Boris and just gently pop it out. Now I'm going to use 2 hands on this. Okay, and then from there, just pick it up, give it a small rotation, and shockingly, it's out. Now, undo the 4 13s on the top, and we should be able to get to the shock nut. What's that? I don't know if that's normal or not. Yeah, it is. Or they're both cracked. No, that's normal. Cool. So I ran into a bit of an issue with it. Well, we needed to make a tool. So found a sacrificial 80mm socket and put a little slit in it. And we are in there. So now I'm just going to give that some dackers and get it out and hope it works. Okay, that's on. But might I tell you, you need a special tool or a sacrificial socket. I'll explain. Okay, so there's spring 1, that's all done. I'm on spring 2. Now the special socket, I don't think this will even come out. So I'm not even gonna F around and find out. So what I've done is, I've got a sacrificial 18 multi-point, cut a very straight slit in, and it goes over like that. Give it a little love tap down, and gently dacquer it down. Now, people, when you do this, 1, make sure the spring is secured properly. 2, be aware of the incoming chainsaw plug connector. This whipped me in the chest about 5 times, and I'm not gonna lie, for once I didn't enjoy it. It was horrifically painful because it was getting whipped by plastic at Milwaukee Dakka speed. So I'm gonna undo this one, change the spring. I am worried this one's snapped in multiple places. That one's just in half. So yeah, get it in, tap it down, get a bit of loose juice on the threads. I haven't lubed the threads, so I'm gonna spray some of that now. And that's how you do it. So sacrificial 18mm. Now I'm not gonna lie, that was my second attempt. I used this as my first attempt, thought this would be perfect, but then realized it was a spark plug socket, a 12mm spark plug socket, but I couldn't cut it deep enough because it bottomed out, which was annoying. So that is scrap now. Now, that's undone. What I've got to do, believe it or not, is unthread, because I don't know how this comes out and I'm kind of stuck in this position. With my other hand, I'm going to turn the coil spring around the center nut and the sensor wire and just screw them in, well, wind it in and out that way. This is what I'm on about by threading it in. Just turn, 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 et voila, and then seat it in the base there. This obviously does move around. And then we're going to seat that goes here. But I've done it all with the sensor connected because I just don't know how to get it out. If someone does know in the comments, let me know. Okay, so something that's going to be useful to know, this tab goes in line with that tab, so the wiring all stays all in place. Okay, so I've got them in place and I'm using an axle stand to keep them in line. It's a little bit out of line from that to that, but I can sort that out in a minute. So I've done it on both sides. Now I'm going to slide the bolts in and hopefully not struggle too much. Okay, so we're on side 2. Now what I've done is I've gone underneath to make sure the bolts guide in. My friend, who you can just see his feet there, he's inside the car tightening them up. So a 2-man job, well, yeah, it does help if you've got a second person. Even though I've got this axle stand in place, it did make it easier with a second man. So that's brilliant. Now, then connect up the sensors, and then I'm going to fight that into the hub, which is also good because I've got a second man here. So let's go. Well, was not as easy as I assumed. I was trying my utmost to push it down to line it up, but it was never going to go. Never going to go. So save yourself the time and hassle and just listen. This top arm here, undo it, 24mm either side, just undo it. Within 2 minutes of having that undone, the bolt was in, the drop link was lined up, and we were done. I am going to tell you now, I reckon I've spent about an hour trying to line this up. 2 of us, I went old school, we stood on the caliper trying to bring it down. We did everything. Not going to happen. Undone that, problem solved. So that is your thing. So that's all in now. That's just got to get that in position. This is domed on the back and it just hooks in there. Brilliant. So that's all done. And then we're gonna bang the bolt through, tighten it up, and then move on to side 2. So one more top tip, when you're doing it, you wanna get the hub, you can see where it's rubbed there, because I've got it resting just in that, and it brings it low enough to get to the 24mm here. And now I've just got to tighten that up in the bottom bolt. And then we're nearly done. This has been an adventure. Do not forget to connect the sensors. I'm not saying that I nearly did, but I put the wheel on and then realized I hadn't connected it. So the sensors, connect, wheel on, go and do the same on the other side. All right, tighten these up, put the caps back on, make sure everything's tight. Then put the foam in, forget which way you've done it, and then revert back to the video of earlier times and work out what you did. All right, double check we've got no lights on the dash, everything's all good. So it's time for that road test. Okay, been for a nice little road test, just done about a mile in it, and we're all happy, no bad noises or anything like that. So this one is done.